Today we are going to start with the topic of the past simple tense. In the very beginning, we will discuss past simple tense and its different usages. Afterward, we have to move forward for the lesson of the book English for Academic Purpose, and from this book we have to discuss the lesson that is a painful memory, and this lesson has a relation with the past tenses. That's why we have to relate, we have to connect both of these things with each other, and in order to show the relation and the connection of the lesson with the past tense, we have to in the very starting discuss the past simple tense and its multiple usages. Afterward, we will discuss this lesson as well. In the very starting, we have to discuss past simple tense. The very title past simple tense represents that those actions that occur are completed in the past time are uh, past time come in the category of the past simple tense. Are those activities, those actions, are those works that we do in our life in the previous time. All those actions are described in the past tense. And what are the different usages of the past simple tense? Number one, usages of past simple tense. Number one usage is it tells about the past, a time which is finished or completed. Whenever we want to talk about the previous one time or the previous one activities that are already completed or finished in the past tense, at that time we have to use the past simple tense. For example, we use many words such as yesterday, last week, or last night, or last day. These are certain words that are used to represent the past time. I can give you example as well. Iman packed her case last night. From this example, you can see someone or the Iman has packed her case last night. Any activity or any work that Iman started in the past time and it was completed in the past time as well. Last night represent that the time has been finished now. It is not still continue. Any activity is finished and completed. Another usage, or we can say another uh, usage of past simple tense is it usually takes an adverb of time. But most of the time it is not necessary that in all of the sentences or in all of the contexts we can use the adverbs whenever we are discussing the past simple tense. There are many sentences as well where we cannot use or we do not use this adverb, but from the context and from the background of the sentence we know that we are talking about the past times or the time that is already finished, and we are talking about the old time or the previous one time. For example, I'm giving you example where we can see we are not using the adverb as any type of adverb, and but we can see we can analyze the nature of the sentence and we can guess that the sentence or the activity was completed in the past. For example, I learned English in Punjab. For example, someone said that I learned English in Punjab. In this sentence, we are not using any adverb. any type of the adverb, but from the nature of the sentence or from the context or the background of the sentence, we come to know that the, that someone learned English or someone got the grip in English whenever he or she learned that language from the province of Punjab. So someone is fluent now in English, but this fluency is the result of the past work or the past activities, and those activities of learning English is completed now and is finished now. So someone has completed his or her job. So we can say we can use past simple tense in order to represent those actions that completed in the past times or in the previous one time. Another usage of the past tense is used for past habits, those habits that were the part of our life in the previous time, in the old time, but maybe they are the part of our life is still in the present time. Maybe we have escaped from those activities and they are not the part of our life still. So whenever we want to describe, whenever we want to give reference of our past habits, at that time we can use past simple tense. For example, she sung many hours every day. From this sentence, you can see there was a girl who sang many hours every day, and it was her habit, it was in her nature that she used to sing in her life many hours. But this activity, this work, this nature, or the habit of that girl is maybe the part of her life still, or we can say maybe it is not the part of her life now in the current time, but that was a part of her life in the past time. So we can use past simple in order to represent those habits, those activities that were the part of our life in the past times, but maybe they are still the part of our life now, and maybe we have quit from those activities and the actions. But whenever we want to give reference of the past activities, past time, past work, at that time we have to use past simple tense. And you know that in past simple tense we use second form of the verb whenever we want to um, make any sentence in the past simple tense. At that time we have to use second form of the verb at the in the affirmative type of the sentences. But whenever we want to change the nature of the sentences, at that time we can use the form of the verb as well. From the second form of the verb becomes first form. Whenever we change the nature of the sentence from affirmative or assertive to the interrogative and the negative, at that time we have to change the form of the verb as well. Now we have discussed these certain usages of the participle tense, and its verb as well. And we have to see and we have to discuss our lesson, that is from the our book of English for academic purpose, and the name of the lesson is a painful memory. And this lesson is from Unit 4, recounting past events, and it is the first session of this Unit 4. In the previous classes, we discussed the obtaining and giving information and multiple advantages and disadvantages of the science and the technology, and how it is used and how it is impacting on our life. But in this unit, recounting past events, it is mostly discussed that how we recall our past memories, our past events, and how we are related with those memories and those events as well. So in this lesson of a painful memory, we are given 4 passages. You can see here these 4 passages are about the life of a boy, the student who recalls his past times and his past memories, and he thinks that those all past memories are giving him pains and the sorrows in the current time still. And he recalls past habits as well. He recalls his past school days. He recalls his past mathematics tutor as well, who used to teach him. And he recalls all of those memories that are related to his life, and how these memories are bringing pain pains and sorrows in his life we can see, or we can analyze by reading all of these paragraphs, and we can discuss that how these memories have become the painful for this guy. So I will read out these passages here, and I will explain each and everything here, and I will tell you the meaning of the words as well. So I'm going to start the first one paragraph, that is, while looking through some old boxes, I came across an old photograph. I was proudly holding a cricket bat and a somber, means serious looking gentleman was trying to help me with my batting technique. So someone, other student who is there, who looks at the old photograph, and in that old photograph he sees there a boy who is standing with a bat, and someone is standing beside that boy, and who tries to teach him the betting technique. And he looks at the boy and recalls all of those previous memories. So in the very starting, we are giving the introduction of the story. If my memory serves me right, he was coaching me how to play with a straight bat, one of the basic techniques in the coaching manual. So the boy recalls his past time, and he says that my memory serves right, and my memory is going right, and the one who is in the photograph is trying to teach him the coaching technique or the batting technique. He looks, or he seems as a coach there in the photograph. The gentleman was Mr. Kudus. Now he tells the name of that gentleman who is beside him in that particular photograph. He tells that the man is the Mr. Kudus, my maths tutor, and it is his maths tutor. A maths tutor coaching me cricket. In those days, it never appeared as paradox. Paradox means contrary or opposite and to me, and I loved every bit of it. Now the boy mixes his feelings of the past times and the current time, that he was not aware, he was not conscious at that time that his math teacher used to teach him cricket in the previous times, and it never appeared as a we can say weird at that time. And he used to love that as well when the maths tutor used to teach him betting technique. So in the very starting, in from this paragraph, we have got the information about the student and his maths tutor, Mr. Kudus, and the relation of both the teacher and the student is described here in the very beginning. Later on in the second paragraph, more description is given. Mathematics was a subject that I detested, means abhorred. Detest means abhor, or to hate something from the very core of my heart. So the student didn't like the mathematics subject. The formulas, equations, algebra annoyed me. All of these things annoyed or irritated the students from the mathematics subjects. He thought that formulas, equations, and algebra uh, are very much difficult to understand, and they irritate him. That's why he didn't like the mathematics. It was a nightmare, that is the politest expression I could think of. The concepts were too hard to be understood by an eighth grader like me, who wanted to spend his time on the playground rather than confusing himself with dry formulas or maths. Now he gives full description and explanation that he is in eighth grade or in eighth class, and in that time it is very much difficult for the student to understand the dry formulas of mathematics. Rather, the student wants to entertain his life with those activities that are mostly liked by him. So he said that he didn't want to bother himself, or he didn't want to confuse himself with the dry formulas of maths, or he thinks that maths is the dry subject, and he didn't like mathematics subjects as well in the past time. One of the reasons to despise this subject, or he tells that another reason as well, that why didn't he like this subject of mathematics, was my math teacher at his school. He says that another reason for his dislike to mathematics subject was his teacher at the school, mathematics teacher at the school, who never liked being asked questions, and who that didn't like that anyone asked any question from him. She was a firm believer that her teaching method was so profound and self-explanatory that asking questions was a sign of a student's inattentive attitude in the class. It was the belief of the teacher that her teaching method is so explanatory and profound that nobody needs to ask any question within the class. She says, as she considered that anyone, any student or anyone who asks the question within the class, it shows the inattentive attitude of the students at that time. It didn't show the bad type of the teaching methodology of teacher, or it we can say it didn't show that a teacher hasn't explained things in the clear manner, but it shows that the students are inattentive within the class, and it is their fault that they are not understanding the subject in a proper way and in appropriate way. It is not the fault of the teacher that if students are not understanding anything in a proper way. And then it is written, asking questions was interpreted as an insult by her, and she didn't like that anyone asked any question from her. And she used to, she considered that whenever anyone asks questions from her, it is her insult. Once I was able to build up courage, I dared to ask her a question. The answer was a resounding sleep, which was heard even by the people in the corridors. Now, he tells that what type of the incident happened in his life. That once upon a time he collected a lot of courage, and in order to ask the question from the teacher of mathematics, and in the answer of that question, he was slapped by the teacher, and the slap was too much sounding, or we can say too much resounding at that time, that the people who were in the corridors, they also heard that slap as well. And it was a great insult for him, for the guy, that he was slapped for his question from the mathematics subjects, and this is also one of the reasons that he didn't like the mathematics subject. So he tells that why he didn't like the mathematics subject, certain type of the reasons and causes, and the explanation is given by the student, that what are the different type of the what are the different type of the reasons and causes that someone doesn't like anything, what is the background. So he tells that how he was insulted by his teacher at that time, or in the time of the in school time. I never made the same mistake again. Soon my parents realized the seriousness of my situation and decided that hiring a math tutor would help me out of this complicated situation. So this bad incident, and we can say event in the life of the boy, impacted greatly on his life, and he didn't show any type of the interest for the mathematics subject. Later on, his parents realized that this realized serious situation, and they thought that they should hire one of the mathematics tutor for the guy, so that he can cover out his subject of mathematics in a wonderful way. Now, the description is given in the third paragraph, the between the relationship of the teacher and the student. That how was the teacher of the student, mathematics teacher of the mathematics teacher and the student. Number third paragraph is the man in the picture, Mr. Kudus, was appointed as my tutor because an acquaintance means relative of my father spoke very highly of him. One of the relative of the father of the boy admired and applauded a lot to the Mr. Kudus, and the father of the boy hired Mr. Kudus as the mathematics tutor for his son. We can say as a home tutor. Mr. Kudus was as a home tutor for the son of that person. My new tutor made quite an impression on my parents in his first meeting and made grand plans that I would soon be transformed into a mathematician. Now, on the very first day that Mr. Kudus, mathematics tutor, uh, gave the impression to the parents that they should not be worried now, and he is here in order to transform their son into a mathematician. I still remember his first lecture that highlighted the virtues of hard work. Now, the student recalls the previous fun memories and those days when he and his teacher used to spend some time with each other. And he recalled the first day of his teacher, of Mr. Kudus, that in his first lecture, the teacher taught him in a very wonderful way, and he gave the lecture on the very hard work as well. The first week passed quietly. We only managed to do one exercise. The first week of that tutor and the student um, spent very quietly, and they just did one exercise in 1 week. Now, what was the argument of the teacher at that time? He said that his argument was that he was deliberately, means knowingly, going slow with a weak student. Now, he was giving the arguments to the or explanation to the student that why he is going too slow with the student. He says that he goes slow with those students who are weak in their studies, and didn't want to scare me away, and he didn't want that the student become afraid from that subject, from the burden of the subject. That's why he is moving slowly and gradually. A psychological strategy, I guess. Now the student is mixing both of these techniques, are saying that maybe the teacher was using psychological strategy or the method at that time. In the following weeks, now he is talking about the other weeks as well. I learned everything under the sun but mathematics. Now, this line represents the task of the teacher, that how he used to teach the student at the home. His student says that not only in the first week of the mathematics tutor, he didn't only taught slowly in the first week, but he used to teach slowly in other weeks as well, in other terms as well. He says that he learned each and everything under the sun, but mathematics. Except mathematics, he learned each and everything under the sun. But there was no mathematics at that time. The tutoring time was reduced to half on the days my parents were not around. Whenever the parents of the guy were not around, were not at home, were not present at the home, at that time the tutor reduced the time to the half. He was also shrewd enough to judge my testes. He was sharp, shrewd means sharp enough to judge my testes and would alter his conversation accordingly. Now, the teacher had understood all of the complete psyche and mentality of the student, and he turned the topic of the conversation according to the mentality of the student. Now, he knows each and everything and each and every test of the students, and he changes the topic of the conversation according to the situation and the condition. We started having intellectual discussion on movies, cricket, video games, etc. Now you can see what was the task of the teacher. His task was to teach the student the mathematics subject. But instead of teaching the mathematics subjects, he was teaching him, they had the discussion on the movies, cricket, video games, etc. They discuss each and everything of the whole world except the mathematics subjects. They were ignoring their basic, we can say, basic job. They were there. Both teacher and student were there, were collected, they had a meeting, and they gathered there in order to discuss the mathematics subjects. But except mathematics subjects, they were discussing each and everything of the whole world. I must confess that he helped me a lot to gather information about showbiz and sports in a short time. Now, the teacher helped a lot to the students in order to gather all of the information about the showbiz, sports, and all of these things in a very short period of the time. Now, we have the fourth one paragraph, and in the fourth one paragraph, we will get a lot of other information about the relationship of the teacher and the student. He used to enter my house at 4 p.m. with a cigarette between his fingers. Now you can see the very attitude and the behavior or the character of the teacher as well. That what type of the character he has, or what type of the attitude and the personality the person has, the teacher had. That whenever he entered in the home at 4 p.m., he had always a cigarette between his fingers, and it gives very bad impression to the students as well, because most of the time students follow, or we can say copy their teachers. Then he would slowly sip a hot cup of the tea and usually left no later than 4:30 p.m. So you can see he came over there for half an hour, and in that half an hour he used to take one cup of the tea, and he had a cigarette between his fingers, and he left the home uh, later than 4:30 p.m. Once I had a thought of reporting these facts to my father. Now the student is telling, the guy is telling that in all of those situations, what he thought at that time, he decided to tell or reveal all of these facts are the reality in front of his parents or the father, but decided against it. But the student had not such type of the dare or the courage to reveal all this information in front of the father, so he quit his idea. I didn't want to betray my Mr. Kudus. Now he explains that why he didn't want to do that, because he didn't want to betray his teacher, Mr. Kudus. By then he had helped me a lot with my batting technique, and I became a prolific run getter in my school team. Now he's saying that the teacher helped me a lot in the batting technique, because the student was a lover of the cricket, and he wanted to learn the cricket, and Mr. Kudus coached him in a proper way about the cricket techniques. That's why he is saying that it would be very bad for him to go against his, because of Mr. Kudus, because of his teacher, he has become prolific run getter in the school team as well. I didn't want to spoil all his hard work and let it go by a merry slip of the tongue. So he explained that he didn't want to spoil the reputation or the work of the teacher, uh, just because of the slip of the tongue. He had even started teaching me the subtle art of reverse swinging the cricket ball. I was indeed indebted, means thankful to him. Now he tells more information about the tutor, that what he used to teach him in those previous days. Time flew, and with every passing day, our friendship cemented. Now, with the passage of the time, slowly and gradually, the friendship of the teacher and the student became strong and cemented. I didn't have any idea. I didn't have any idea what misfortunes were waiting around the corner. My exams approached, and I had to face the bitter reality. I had successfully flunked. Flunk means to be unsuccessful in any test. Mathematics, along with a couple of other subjects. Now the student tells that when the exams approached at that time, not only in the mathematics subjects, but he was failed in other subjects as well. He didn't score good in all of the subjects. Instead of telling my parents about his usual tutoring technique, Mr. Kudu shifted the whole responsibility onto my frail shoulders. Now, the student is telling that in that condition, when the parents asked to the tutor about all these conditions, that why the student is failed in the mathematics subjects and in other subjects as well, the teacher, Mr. Kudus, put all of the responsibility on the shoulder of the student, the guy, and says that it was his fault that he didn't give proper time and concentration to the subjects. He didn't do any hard work. That's why he is bad in mathematics subject along with all of the other subjects as well. It was a rude shock, and it was great shock for the student as well at that time. This fickleness was too much for me, and I finally revealed everything to my parents. Now, this thing, this we can say hypocrisy was had a great importance for that student, and he at that time he revealed each and everything in front of his parent, that how his teacher used to teach him in the past days, and what type of the techniques he applied there, and what did he use to teach in the mathematics, and what they discussed in their conversation in all of the previous time. I was not allowed out for a week, and my honorable tutor turned friend had to lose his job. Now he says that what type of the punishment he got from his parents, that he was not allowed to go out of the home for 1 week, and his teacher also lost his job of tutorship as well. The dream of becoming a top batsman didn't become a reality. So the last sentence is that he wanted to become a top batsman, and it didn't prove in a real sense. So this complete lesson, a painful memory, shows or represents the past memories or the past events, are those events, those accidents, those activities, those work that we have done and completed in the past times. And whenever we want to recall those past time or past memories, at that time we have to use past tense. And from this conversation of the student and the Mr. Kudus, we discussed that how was their relationship and what was the task of the teacher in real sense, and what was he doing at that time. And we described and explained that whatever actually the task of the person is, he or she should focus firstly on that task. Later on, you can go for other type of activities and other type of discussion as well. See, in this lesson, in this unit, in this session, uh, the relationship between the teacher and the student is described here. That neither the student fulfilled his responsibilities nor the teacher fulfilled his responsibilities. Neither the student was thoughtful and we can say loyal to his subject, nor the teacher was loyal to his profession as well at that time. It was responsibility of teacher to teach a student in a proper way whatever the task he had given to. If he was a teacher of the mathematics, then it was his responsibility to teach mathematics subjects in at the most priority at the first level. Then he could go for the other type of the conversation as well, whenever he got the time. But each and but in each and every moment, whenever you are discussing other type of the things, those things that are not part of your field, it is just wastage of the time. And in the result of that, you didn't even focus on your task as well. And we can see here that the student didn't focus on his task or on his subject, and he was fair as well in the mathematics subjects, and he didn't score good in the mathematics subjects. And he lost all uh, we can say he wasted his time as well, his energies as well. So we can see uncomfortable type of the relationship here of teacher and students. So we can get the idea, another idea as well, that it is the teacher who is responsible for the construction and destruction of the students as well. Or we can say teacher is a responsible for the construction and destruction of nation as well. It is in the hands of the teacher. Either he wants to construct the life of the students, or he wants to destruct the life of the students, or he wants to destroy or ruin the life of the students. So it is completely on the shoulder of the teacher. Whenever he sees or whenever she sees or analyze, then the students are not taking things seriously. Then it is his or her responsibility to clarify, to explain things in a proper way, so that the student get the interest in that thing, and they focus on their proper on their proper task, or the whatever the task they are assigned there. Now we have in this activity, in the last of this and this lesson, we have the questions. You are giving the questions here. You have to provide answers of these questions. You have to write down the answers of these questions. And number one question is, what was the author reminded of after looking at the picture of his tutor? You have to write down the answer here. And second number question is, you can write down the answer of all these questions when you will read out all of this complete sentence by yourself in a proper way. In second question, it is asked in paragraph 2, what reasons have been listed for why the author disliked mathematics subjects? So the reasons and causes you have to provide in the second question from the second paragraph, that what were the reason that the author or the guy who didn't like the mathematics. In third question, it is asked what methods of teaching was adopted by the teacher in the first week. So you have to write down the methodology of the teacher that he applied in order to teach his student in the very first week. Fourth one is how did the author develop a friendly relationship with his tutor. Number five is suggest a different title for the article. So these are the five questions. You have to provide the answers of these five questions. After that, we are giving the word meaning, we are giving the options, we are giving the words here along with the sentences. We have to write down the meaning of these words according to the context and according to the background of the sentences. You have to choose the one appropriate word from these given two options, and you have to tick mark on those correct options of the words here as well. So you can see here, number one sentence is given here. A somber looking gentleman was trying to help me with my batting technique. Now we have to write down the meaning. What is the correct meaning of the word somber here? The word somber means we are giving two options: dull and not talkative, and serious and sober. We have to write down the meaning of the particular word according to the context and according to the background of the sentence as well. So tick mark is already higher. In the second question, it is asked, a maths tutor coaching me cricket in those days, it never appeared as a paradox to me, and I loved every bit of. The word paradox means either opposite and contrary or not understandable. Again, the meaning of the word paradox is opposite and contradictory. Number third is her teaching method was so profound and self-explanatory.